Hey guys, Ponce here on the PvE, here to show you a preview of the Mastery Tree and the changes being done to it in preparation for Season 7, aka Season 2017. Now, these changes are not as extensive, at least so far, as the Season 5 to Season 6 changes. That was a pretty big overhaul. It's more so like they've taken the base of the old system and glued a few things on and just shuffled things around a little bit. Given some buffs where some are needed, kind of stuff like that. Most of it, well, not most of it, but probably the most change is the Ferocity tree, and even that is going to be very, very familiar. So if I don't mention a mastery, which is going to be most of them, it means it's largely unchanged or functionally the same. Or yeah, just nothing has happened to it. So yeah, let's get started here. You're going to notice here this thing that used to be double-edged sword is now called fresh blood. We'll get to the new double-edged sword in a minute here. But yeah, your first basic attack against an enemy champion deals an additional 10 plus 1 per level damage, 6-second cooldown. So quite strong at level 1 actually. That's like pretty significant. Like it's just 11 damage, and then thereafter it's pretty insignificant. I mean, at level 18, 28 damage, who cares? But you know, it's just kind of like an early level thing, I guess. Again, for an early level mastery, that's pretty potent if you're doing a lot of early trading. All right, so next here in this tree, we've got the double-edged sword. Like I said, that removed the old oppressor one where you dealt, I think it was 2.5% extra damage versus CC'd targets. Now it's actually just a better version of what it was, sort of. It deals 5% additional damage, and you take 2.5 additional damage. So it's significantly, like a significant amount more damage, but you also take a good amount more yourself. So there you have that. Next, basically across the board, they've added new tier 4 talents as you're going to, or masteries, as you're going to notice here. Like there's just more. So the one for the Ferocity tree is Battle Trance right here. Gain up to 5% increased damage over 5 seconds when in combat with an enemy champion. So yeah, if you're going to, just be sitting there attacking people constantly, that's pretty good. Not as good if you just go in and blow someone up immediately and get out, but if you're the kind of champion who can go in, blow someone up immediately, and then stay in combat for a while, that's, relatively decent. I should also mention that Bounty Hunter has actually been nerfed. Used to be 1% per unique kill. Now it is 1.5% per unique kill. So that's a pretty significant change. It's a 50% increase. I don't know if that'll stay, but seems like it'd be pretty good on Rengar now with the his new unique kill changes. So you're trying to go across the board, kill everyone anyway. That's gonna be pretty hefty. That's 7.5% extra damage. Pretty nice. Lastly, in the Ferocity tree, Fervor of Battle has been changed somewhat. Hitting champions with basic attacks generates a Fervor stack. 2 for melee attacks, 2 seconds for cooldowns for this ability. Stacks of Fervor last 4 seconds. Max 10 stacks and increases your AD by 1 to 6 each stack. So notice basically the difference here is there's more stacks you have to gain, but it gives you AD instead of like that on-hit damage thing. So that's quite interesting. Basically, people who use who have AD ratios on whatever they do are going to see pretty good damage with that, even though it takes longer to stack up. But of course, you get less per, because I think at max stacks at max level, you used to get like was it? I think about 112-ish on hit. Now you only get 60 on hit, but of course you're getting like pure AD. So again, that's going to buff everything you do with an AD ratio as well. So kind of interesting there. Okay, next, moving on, we have the cunning tree. Not a hell of a lot changed here, other than the fact that they've added this thing here, Green Father's Gift. Stepping into brush causes your next damaging ability or attack or ability to deal 3% of your target's current health as bonus magic damage, 9-second cooldown. So, I mean, it's 3%, not the biggest thing in the world. Seems more so, again, like kind of a jungler sort of thing against like large targets. You kind of go into a brush, use the abilities, you stay out of the brush and you go back into the brush if you need to. It's a particularly long mob kill. I mean, even in lane, it has some uses, I suppose. If you're going in and out of the brush a lot, constantly proccing 3% of current target's current health. For example, like as it was Jarvan or something, you could stack it up with your passive and then end up being 13% of your target's current health kind of stuff. Kind of funny. I don't know about the lane usability of that. These other two things are pretty good, but interesting nonetheless. Aside the fact that Green Father's Gift, it kind of implies a jungle usage, but okay. Next we have a precision. This is not a huge thing. Just note that since armor penetration is no longer in the game, they've replaced it with the new lethality system, which I haven't actually made a video explaining about. So if there's interest in that, I can probably do that at some point. Hell, even if there isn't interest, I'll probably end up doing that at some point, because it actually is a pretty important thing here, and there's a lot of math involved. But yeah, other than that, this stuff down here, no changes really. And yeah, next we have the resolve tree. So in the resolve tree, you'll notice this thing here, the tier 2 talents, the one tree that didn't have a third one, it was just kind of off on its own and lonely with just two. That now has this thing here called Siege Master, requires 5 points in resolve, gain, I don't know why I read that, gain 8 armor and magic resistance when near an allied tower. So if you're, you know, a tower hugging, dirty, passive, boring defensive player, you could take this thing and just have a whole bunch more, well, I mean, not a whole bunch, but a good amount more resistances when you're hugging your tower. Okay, next we have, I believe that was, oh, right, there's another one called, yeah, the Fearless one. This is the tier 4 for the Resolve tree. Gain 10% plus 2 per level, bonus armor, and magic resistance, or resist when damaged by an enemy champion for 2 seconds. Now, with this thing, given the way it's worded, I imagine the initial hit is not counted for these bonus resistances. I think what's going to happen is you get hit, and then you get the resistances for the next 2 seconds with a 9-second cooldown. I can't be 100% certain. Maybe I should go test that or something. But then again, even that would require just doing this weird mathy thing. But again, if it's not that, I'm going to look into this for you guys. If that's not the case, I'll let you know. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but it is, you know, minor, sort of, you know, less damage here and there kind of stuff. So that's that. And next we have, so this thing right here, this was changed a bit. This replaces Strength of the Ages, Urge of the Colossus. Gain a shield for 10 plus 10 per level, plus 7% of your maximum health for each nearby enemy champion for 4 seconds after hitting an enemy champion with hard CC, 30-second cooldown. So that's kind of interesting. They plus 7% of your maximum health for each nearby enemy champion for 4 seconds. So basically, if you're near all 5, you're getting 30%, 35% of your maximum health for each nearby champion. That seems really significant, like very significant. Like if you're even have like a measly 1,000 HP, that shield is 350 based on just your own max HP. So yeah, it seems interesting. Granted, it only lasts for 4 seconds, so I mean, people can just wait the shield out, and that's that. But interesting stuff. Like if it's a major team point, 4 seconds is not an insubstantial amount of time. Like a lot happens in that 4 seconds. Typically, you know, when League of Legends is played, or just 5 idiots are crashing into each other. And it's like, oh, let's target this thing near us. And it's, you know, if you're particularly good at positioning yourself and you've just like placed yourself plunk right in the middle of the team, a lot of times people focus you regardless, even if they shouldn't. So interesting little thing there. So that's everything for now. I wouldn't worry too well. I mean, it's good to think about the balance implications here and what it might do for your builds and how, you know, to fight against it and counter it and stuff. But keep in mind, this is very, very early PBE stuff. We're nowhere near next season yet. What is the date today? Even until the preseason, we have at least more than 2 weeks at this point. So we'll again see. I don't even know when this preseason stuff is going to go in and hit live, like if they're going to do it right as the season or the ends, or if they're going to wait into the preseason, all that. So at any rate, we have a lot of time where this stuff is going to get tested and moved around. So whether or not these things actually go in as is or at all, or if they're going to move numbers around, always keep that in mind with this early season 7 stuff or new season stuff. So yeah, there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys, and probably have to go stream like I usually do after uploading videos. Thanks for watching. Did I just say that? I'm going to get out of here. Goodbye.